Welcome again, dear students, to another online class. Today, we are going to learn something about technology and specific robots. Today's class is going to be amazing. Before we go to the book, let's have a look at our outcomes for today. By the end of this lesson, my students will be able to 1. Read for just specific and details. We are going to read so many texts about robots and we are going to answer some questions on them. 2. Recognize some words and use them meaningfully. We are going to learn some new words and your task is to use them in sentences. 3. Design their own robots and describe them, which is the funniest exercise ever because you are going to create and design your own robots. Not only that, you have also to describe them through sentences. 4. Which is our moral objective for today, value the importance of technology. Guys, we all agree that technology is something important in our lives. It is something basically that we can live without. Sometimes technology is something good and sometimes it's something bad. For example, without technology, I can't teach you right now, right? On the other hand, sometimes we spend and waste our times using our smartphones or playing video games, which is something bad. Do you think technology is good or it is something bad? Send me your answers and don't forget to tell me why. Now please open your learning books. Page 151, lesson 3. We have something to read about robots. But before that, let's have a look at these two photos or pictures. Look at the first one, looks like a huge robot, and the other one looks like tiny robot. I think that the first robot can carry rocks, which is too huge, so human beings or people, they can't carry them. That's why maybe they invented this kind of robots. The other one, which is the small tiny robot, I think this kind of robots can go to dangerous places and take pictures. This is what I think. What about your opinions? You have to send me your opinions. Now, let's listen to this paragraph because after that we are going to do some questions on it.
Robots that explore. Robots can go to places where it is hard for people to go. They can take photos. They can measure things. Or they can collect things for scientists to study. Robots with wheels have been to the moon and the planet Mars. Some robots have gone into the ocean to look at plants and animals that live there. They have looked for old ships on the ocean floor. Robots can go into dangerous places, like burning buildings, or buildings that have fallen down. They search for people to help. Some of these robots look like snakes. Others look like spiders. Each robot has a light and a camera, so it can send information to the people outside. Scientists are now building tiny flying robots, the size of a bee. These robo-bees are designed to go to small spaces where bigger robots can't go.
Wow, so the idea of robo-bees is really amazing. Can you imagine, guys, at some point of our lives, we are going to have a small robots as the size of a bee. It's like something really amazing. I can't wait to learn more about it. So guys, try to Google it. Find some more information about RoboPeas. By the way, we are going to read something about it in your activity box. But before this, let's have a look at the new vocabs that we are going to learn today.
Robots.
So, the first one, collect, collect, collect. Basically, as you can see in the photo, we have two children. They are collecting fruits. 2. Scientists, scientists, scientists. As you know, Albert Einstein is one of the scientists. Okay, 3. Planets, planets, planets. The planet Mars, which is mentioned in the paragraph, is one of the 12 planets that we have. The fourth one is going to be ocean, ocean, ocean. So look at this stunning picture of an ocean. It's really amazing. The last one, ocean floor, ocean floor, ocean floor. And obviously, ocean floor means the bottom of the ocean. Now, your task is you have to learn these words and you have to write sentences on them, and don't forget to send me your sentences. Going back to the paragraph, now your task is to read the paragraph again and answer these questions at the bottom of the page. Let's read them together. So what do robots look like? What do robots look like? You have to find the answer from the text. So here's an answer clue. You can say some robots, then you have to tell me the answer. Other robots, you can tell me also your answer. So try to read the paragraph and find the answer for this one. 2. Find some things robots can do that humans can do. So you have to tell me, what do you think robots can do but humans can't? So now pause the video. You have 4 minutes to find the answers for these two questions. Okay, of course you found them. Now let's do them together. So the first one, what do robots look like? According to the paragraph, as you can see, some of these robots look like snakes. Others look like spiders, which is something creepy. Okay, now question number 2. Find some things robots can do that humans can do. So you can find the answer for this one, not from the text itself. For example, you can say robots can fly while people or humans can't, obviously. Also, we have some other stuff. You can find the answer in the text. Okay. Now, going to your activity box, page 104, lesson 3, we have some questions, at the top of the page. Let's read them together. So, what places have robots been to? What places have robots been to? Question number 2. What things have robots done? What things have robots done? So you have to go back to the paragraph in your learning box and you have to find the answers for these two questions. You have 3 minutes to find the answers. Okay, of course you found them. Now let's answer them together. So the first one, what places have robots been to? According to the paragraph, they have been to the moon, planet Mars. They have gone into the ocean floor. So these are the places that robots have been to. Question number 2, what things have robots done? So again, they have taken photos, collected things for scientists to study. They've been to the moon and looked for old ships on the ocean floor. So these are the answers for these two questions. Now, read. We have another paragraph about robots to read, but this time, as I said before, it's about RoboPeas, which is the small, tiny, robot that you can see its picture here. So, let's read the paragraph together. RoboPeas. Scientists have invented tiny flying robots called RoboBees. Scientists hope that in the future, RoboBees will be able to do many things, just like real bees. RoboBees will carry pollen, yellow powder, from flower to flower on farms. The flowers need the pollen so that fruit and vegetables can grow. RoboBees will also fly through tiny holes in dangerous places. Taking photographs for scientists and they will help find people who are trapped in fallen buildings. Wow, so can you imagine that we are going to have this one day? I can't wait. So now your task is you have to read this paragraph again and you have to find the answers for these two questions. Let's read them together. So what do you think is the most interesting thing that RoboPeas will be able to do? This is a question number 1. 2. The text tells us what RoboPeas will do in the future. Circle the word well every time it appears in the text. So before you read the text, let's have a quick review about well, future tense. So we said something before about well. We said that we use it when we want to talk about our future. Here's the examples. So, for example, I will go shopping tomorrow. I will go shopping tomorrow. Here's another example. I will learn English in the weekend. I will learn English in the weekend. So my examples basically about the future because I used will inside them. This is what we learned before. So now going back to your task, you have to pause the video, read this paragraph, and find the answers for these two questions. Okay, I trust you. Of course, you found the right answers, but let's do this together. So, question number 1. What do you think is the most interesting thing that RoboPeas will be able to do? According to the paragraph, they will look like real bees and they will carry pollen from flower to flower. So, this is my answer. Maybe you can find some other answers. For example, RoboPeas will fly through tiny holes in dangerous places. They will take photos for scientists and they will help find people who are trapped in fallen buildings. So you might choose any one of these, but my answer is going to be this one because it's the most interesting thing about RoboPeas. Now let's do question number 2. The text tells us what RoboPeas will do in the future. Circle the word well every time it appears in the text. So I circled for whens. Of course you found them, which is an easy exercise. Hope you got all of them. Now going back to your learning book, I think the page is 152. Sorry, 152. So we have another text about robots to read, but before that, let's answer the questions at the top of the page. So how does technology help people? So I think we answered this one before because as I said, technology is something important and we can't live without it. And it helped us like very much. For example, as I said, without technology, I can't teach you right now. So without technology, we can't talk to our friends, families that live far away. Without technology, we can't have smartphones, we can't play video games. So what do you think? Give me your answers. Question number 2. What technology is in your school or home? So our schools and our houses are full of technology. For example, AC is kind of technology. We have TVs, we have smartphones, we have data shows. So yeah, we have all of them. Can you send me your answers? Now, let's read these two texts about robots, and then we are going to do some questions on them. So let's start with this one. Robots in hospitals. In hospitals, robots help doctors. A doctor sits at a computer and shows the robot what to do. The robot arms hold tiny tools and lights. The tiny tools can reach places that a doctor's hands can't reach, like inside a patient's brain. Here's the patient. As you can see in the picture, he's kind of like doing a surgery. So the robot is doing the surgery for him, obviously. And as you can see the picture of the doctor, he is controlling this robot by his own computer. Wow. Okay, now let's read the following one. Robots at home. Scientists in Japan have built a robot to be a helper for people who are old or in wheelchairs. The robot can understand some words. It can walk, climb stairs, turn on the light, open doors, and carry things. So this kind of robot is exactly like any person in our lives. So he does the same as what a human beings can do. Look at this robot, he's vacuuming. And look at this woman, she's sitting in her like wheelchairs and she's looking at him. So sounds like real human being. So now your task is you have to answer these two questions. So let's read them together first. What can they do that is different from people? 2. What can the robots do that is the same as people? So they basically refers to robots. I'm talking about the first question. So now pause the video. You have 4 minutes to find the answers for these two questions. Okay, so let's do this together. What can they do that's different from people? According to the first text, the tiny tools can reach places that a doctor's hands can't reach. So this is the answer for the first question. What about question number 2? What can the robots do that is the same as people? Oh, sorry. What can the robots do that is the same as people? So according to the next paragraph, the robot can walk, climb stairs, turn on the light, open doors, and carry things. Okay, now here's my question to you. Do you think robots can be teachers? Can you imagine that your teacher is a robot? So if you are convinced with this idea, if you like to have a robot teacher, send me your answer. Like tell me why do you like it? And if you don't like to have a teacher robot, also send me why. Okay, going to your activity box, page 105. This is the exercise I told you about before when I was like reading the objectives. So here you have to design your own robot. So look at this box. Here you are going to be inventors. You have to create or design your own robots and draw them here in the box. And in the lines, you have to answer these questions on the top of the page. So how big will your robot be? Is it going to be like so big like the Bloodicus, or it is going to be so small like RoboBees? So you have to describe it. What will your robot do? Will it explore places? Will it help in a hospital or at home? So why do you want to build or create this robot? What is it going to do? Okay, question number 3. How will your robot move? Will it have wheels or legs? Will it fly or swim? So you have to describe this for me when you design your robots. So this is your task. Okay, so let's go back to our objectives to make sure that we did all of them. So read for just specific and details. We read so many texts about robots and we answered the questions on them. So first one, check. 2, we learned some new words, and as I said, your task is to use them in sentences. So let's say that this one is also check. 3, design your own robots and describe them. I told you when I explained the last exercise that you have to do this, and don't forget to send me your designs. So this one, check 2. And the last one, value the importance of technology. We said something about technology, so we finished this one. So this is going to be the end of our video for today. But before this, let's watch this together. This is an idea in which you can apply. It's all about creating a real robot in your houses. So guys, don't try this at home without asking your parents first. So this will be the end of our video for today. See you in another online class.